Hey y'all, it's Dustin.
Hey Burton.
We are at the farm today and we want to give you a quick overview of what we've been working on and what we plan to do this coming year.
That's right, a lot of progress we've been making, so let's get to it.
Yeah. Welcome to the farmhouse. It's a work in progress, but we are getting it done. We just painted it. It's getting a new door, new lights, a new porch, new gutters, new everything, and we just put a new floor in too. So our front door just showed up a couple days ago. It's wrapped up tightly, so I can't quite show it to you, but we're gonna sand it clear so there's a nice wood relief against all that dark green. So this house has been a house that's been on the property for a while, and we're giving it a minor makeover just so that we can utilize it as an office. It's a farm office where we can meet with contractors, builders, architects, and Uncle Chacha, of course.
So the farm update that we'll give you today is going to be on this piece of property here. Specifically, we'll talk about some of the growing operation and farming, the aspects that will go on in this area here. And across the water, across the lake, we'll have our cabin site right here.
So this looks like a map of North Carolina, but it's not. This is actually our farm operation, and we are sitting in the house right here. All of our growing facility, our plants, our flowers, our herbs, all of that's going to go on this side of our property. We have a greenhouse here with ornamental plants that we'll be selling. That will be here. Our alpaca barn will be right here with a huge alpaca field. And then the alpaca run and our conservatory is going to go right here. And all this other stuff we will save for another time. This is our barn, and this is what's going to be going up in the next couple months. We're really excited about it. So it's going to have this big overhang for the alpacas to come in. This is the back side of the barn. This is the front side of the barn. And you can kind of see here the inside. This is that overhang. This is going to be some stalls. This will be a mixed-use stall, and this will be for hay storage. So we are excited to break ground on this in the coming months.
So before we take you out on the actual property, I just wanted to show you this one really cool family artifact here. It's an actual blueprint of this property from 1919, which is really special. And I have a family name, Burton Banks Buffalo, and these say my name on it.
All right, so right in front of these huge magnolia trees is where we're gonna be having our orchard. So all of that planting is gonna come in this year, which is exciting. So imagine fig trees and all sorts of fruiting types of trees are gonna go all through this section of our property and wrap around the side here where our growing operation is gonna be. Where you see all this kind of high growth, this is all going to be our growing operation. So fruits, vegetables, flowers, herbs, ornamental plants, and this goes all the way super deep into our property. So I'm going to show you that. You'll see flags everywhere because that's flagging out where our roads are going to be and where our beds are going to be. And the field that Burton's walking in right now is going to be the home of our chickens. We're gonna have them in a mobile chicken coop to begin with because we're sitting right next to our growing operation. Naturally, bugs and insects are drawn to produce, and chickens are drawn to insects. So they'll help us keep that population down, plus they'll help fertilize all of our fruits and vegetables. Just as you passed where the chickens are gonna be, we have this natural spring pond that's been on the property forever, but you can never see it before. It was so thick with woods, and so we've been doing a lot of clearing on the farm.
Also right here in front of the natural spring, we're going to put some beehives in. They'll be installed in the next couple months, which will help pollinate our growing facility right here.
We got everything here, at least to stay alive. life and the time that we share makes it all worthwhile. Got this place on our
All right, so on this side of me is our farming, growing operation, which we talked about earlier. And way across the lake over there, on the very other side, past the swans, is where we're building our cabins. So we'll have about 8 or so cabins nestled on the ridge on the top of that, looking across the lake, and it's beautiful.
Didn't y'all like some grass or the stick?
Very good, buddy.
If you haven't met Milkshake, this is her. She's our sweet little baby girl, and this is their current home for all the goats. And we're getting ready to build the new goat home down on the hillside. Let's show you where that is.
I want you to know that every time you're away, I long for you.
So on the hillside behind me is the new home for our current goats, and we have many more goats coming. We have our fencing, and we're getting ready to build multiple goat houses. They'll all overlook this beautiful ornamental production.
And the truth may come as a surprise.
Right now, our farm kind of looks like a maze with all these flags everywhere. But we are indicating exactly where we're going to put our roads, where we're putting our vegetable beds, even our retaining pond. And you can see that we've already started working on infrastructure dealing with drainage and water.
When it all breaks down, I'll wait for you right here.
Welcome to where our barn is going to be, and that's going to be happening in the next few months. Where you see these pink stakes, this is going to be where our alpaca barn is going to be. In front of it is a huge pasture for them to run and play.
I saw you walking the light.
What I just walked through was a forest. So a lot of the work that we've been doing is clearing out the thick forest that this has been so that we can do our infrastructure. So the path that I just took is actually going to be our alpaca run. It goes from our barn and it leads the alpacas to a big pasture that they can run around and play in. This is actually the same pasture that our event space, a huge greenhouse is going to be built that we can hold events. And then on this side of the property is the growing facility that we've been showing you.
Full stop. Can't believe I live in your thoughts. I think about you all the time, morning, evening, and midnight. Such a wonderful delight. Forgo, give up everything that I own. Yeah, I'd give it all up now just to be with you somehow. Unexpected love was found. You're the rose in a garden, and it shows.
Over the last 6 months, this is honestly what we've been doing a ton of, which is clearing out this farm that's been untouched for 30 years. We have tons of forest and vines and things that we needed to clear out before we start the infrastructure. I know that we're eager to start. I'm sure you guys are eager to see some movement on the farm, but all of this is really important for us to clear it out before we get started. So that you have reference to where you're at, we are now sitting on the top of that big giant field. The lower field is where the alpacas will be. At the top of this hill, overlooking the water and the growing operation and the alpacas, is going to be a huge conservatory, all glass, and we're going to use this as a greenhouse, but we're also going to be able to use it to host events, weddings or parties or corporate things. That way we can really invite the community to enjoy our farm. And the design of that conservatory is going to be happening this year.